Hi everyone, I'm Mansi and I welcome you to the recitation of Google Colab settings. Till now we have talked about AWS and how do you set it up and its credits and everything. But there'll be times in the course where you might want to use more credits or you might want more free GPUs as you may run out of credits. Though we believe that $150 is more than sufficient, but this is an excellent source of exploring more remote options. So what is special about Google Colab? The thing is that it offers you free GPUs. So you don't need to literally pay them anything and you get free GPUs. And that's like a big lottery. So how do you set up Google Colab? For setting that up, you kind of like very simple, go to Google and just type like, just either search Google Colab, you will get the same link and you land up here. You click on new notebook and this lands you up in This lands you up in a new notebook. I have already created like a new one with a better name. So let's use this. Once you have your new notebook, it'll be in your drive. Before you kind of like start using it, make sure that you are on the correct hardware accelerator. If by default, none would be selected. Since you would be wanting to use GPUs, just click on GPUs and click on save. Like this is a very common mistake which students make that, if they are on CPUs, things will be very slow. So you would be wondering that why is my loop running for like half an hour and nothing is coming out. So be wary of the fact. Please connect to a GPU. Once you have your GPU saved, you can just simply click on connect. And yeah, once it's connected, you will be having like a free GPU. So yeah, here we can see that it's connected and here you have like a 12 GB of RAM and 68 GB of storage. 50% almost always remains occupied for some reason with these VMs, but it's more than sufficient. You won't need that. And in any case, if you feel that your disk is running out, there's something wrong you are doing. RAM may run out because 12 GB is not at all sufficient to run all your deep learning codes. But the good thing is that the moment your RAM runs out of 12 GBs, Google Colab itself suggests you that you might want to upgrade to 25 GBs of RAM. You get up to 25 GBs. So just do that. Or if you are not able to do that, you know what, just run a simple while loop and it will automatically crash the moment it occupies 12 GB. So it will automatically upgrade it to 25 GB. That's like a very small tip. Anyway, so once you might want to just simply, let's say, check it out, what GPU you have. And this will particularly show you. So right now I've got a Tesla T4, which is like an okay GPU. You see how much memory you have and like, yeah, here you have like, it's actually a good GPU. So you have this memory. It's a good way to run this in the middle of the code so that you can figure out that if somewhere there's a memory leakage or like sometimes you will get errors which might say that, CUDA out of memory. So if you run this in between, you will get like, you can get a hang of like, where is my memory going? So that's just simple tips and tricks which you will get to know as you play along in this subject. So this is the doc which kind of explains all these steps that I'm talking about right now. Pretty simple. Just have a read. We'll release this for you. So yeah, the next thing which we shall talk about is that connecting this notebook to your drive. Now, why do you need that? This is a VM and VM has its own storage, which we kind of just saw. And this is the structure. But since every time you connect to a new Google Colab, you might get a new VM. So you might want to keep a constant source where you have all your files and you have all your, like you might want to load your data, connect your data, load your models, save your models, everything from a constant source. And since you have your Android ID, which has unlimited access, you might want to do that. So what I usually do is that I connect to my Android ID, and this is like a very simple command that you can just copy it from here and paste it. Once you do that, it'll give you an authentication link. Just click on it, whichever ID you might want to authorize to, just click on this. It'll give you a secret key. So copy it. It's like an authorization. So paste it and ta-da. You will have your Google Drive linked to this notebook. So it's extremely important that you keep on saving your models and loading your models. You will know how to do that and what are those as we gradually progress. But for now, just remember it. So here you can see that, you got this Google Drive link. So here you can see all your My Drive contents. So yeah, and you can just navigate inside your Google Drive. This is like you can use all the Linux commands, and you can just use CD and navigate inside folders or set the path. And yeah, like I have shown you a very simple example about how, if you make a handouts folder, how do you want to navigate inside it. Beware that here directly writing CD will not work. You might have to use percentage. If you just want to view something and like just use like ls, like basically all the Linux commands will work here. So that's one very easy part of it. The next thing which I would want to talk about is Kaggle. So you have Kaggle, and you will have your data in Kaggle. We will give you there in various competitions. The best thing about Collab is that you can collect your GitHub, you can connect your Drive, you can connect Kaggle, everything over here. So what I would generally do is that if I'm working on Kaggle, I would fetch directly the data from Kaggle to this VM. It, even if the data is like very huge, it will not take you more than 5 minutes. So you need not download it and then upload it to your drive and then connect from your drive. So every time you connect it, just run the commands. All the commands have been explained here. One small thing which you would need to set up before you connect to Kaggle is like, when you go to your Kaggle account, use your Android ID for this. Go to my accounts, and if you scroll down, yeah, here you will see this create new API token. So basically it's again this authorization thing which Kaggle will, which you will use to connect to Collab. Here, when you save it, when you click on create new API token, it will generate you some Kaggle.json file. And inside that, it will be of the format like username and key. So keep that file safely, save it in a secure location, and just copy these contents here. All these file directions are like given that how do you want to run your Kaggle command. These are like very basic 2-3 lines of codes, which you might just want to run it over here and connect to Kaggle, get the data. And these are like, you will have to do them every time. So basically you might end up making a small header section in your Google Colab notebooks, which you might just want to repeat every homework. So it's just like a one-time setup thing. Go ahead and try it. Here I have pasted a link of Towards Data Science. These guys have done a very good job consolidating things. I have still mentioned a few commands which I did not work for me, but like I had consolidated across links. So go ahead and try it. These guys have like very good articles on almost all topics that you will be reading in this subject. So this is like one of your best sites that you will visit. Yeah, it's like initially you set up your token variable and you just dump it in a kaggle.json file, like wherever. Yeah, you have your username, you have your key, dump it in a kaggle.json file, and then you give it permissions, like give it the root permissions, and and let Google Colab know that where this Kaggle file sits. So it's like, yeah, like I have done it this way. There are other ways also to do it. You might want to just explore other ways. Like one way is that in your environment, you just want to set your username and password. So that is also one way. Either you follow this way or you follow this way. There are two ways of doing it. So just once you have set up your Kaggle, you might want to download what your Kaggle data is. So it's a very simple command again, just Kaggle competitions download. Where will you find this name? Whenever we release a link, you know, you go to this link, and here you find like after basically after the last slash, this will be like your name. So just paste it over here. So yeah, pretty much that's it about how do you connect to Kaggle and Drive. And those were like the very minute bits and like bits and pieces which you would be needing importantly. Rest things are very simple. One more thing which I've talked about in this article is saving your models. Uh, Remember that this is very important. It's like every time you run something, just save your model. What does saving a model mean? So right now your model will have many parameters, like it will have very many states, it will have an optimizer, it will have a scheduler, all those things you might want to save. Because suppose in case if you're running your code and your just your VM goes off, you might not want to resume it from like the first again running it from the basic first loop. That might cost you a long time. So if you would have saved your model, you can just easily start off from where you left, the same state of the backprop, same states of the optimizer, scheduler, everything, and you might just resume your training. You can even save only like the model's current states. You might not save your optimizer and scheduler, but those are the case of inferences or trainings. I have pasted this link, which is like if you read on it will be like pretty much more helpful to make you understand that what do these things mean. um, how do you want to load it back? That's what it's like a simple command here. These are like very simple commands right now. Just don't be bamboozled with all of these things. Once you start writing your part twos, you will just slowly get to know about these. Coming to what are the limitations of Google Colab? Definitely, since it's free, it comes on with like few limitations. Like on one Android ID, you can run only two notebooks, like two separate notebooks. So yeah, here is like a simple, sometimes if you're just connected to a GPU and if you won't utilize them, Google gives you this notification. So why does it give you this notification? Because you are using the GPU, and there's a limit at how much you can use the GPU. So once you have utilized that limit for like in 24 hours, they'll ban you. So that's like one downside of having a free GPU. So be careful on when you're using, you're not using. You just don't want to leave your system connected for too long. So, and if you do, like if you want to go, if it's nothing's running and you're going out, so just make sure that you're terminating the session. And since your models and everything would be saved, you can just come back and resume later. So be careful about the fact that how much GPU you have utilized. Once you have like, generally people have like one or two IDs with them. So if one's over, you can utilize the other if you need. So be careful of the fact. And yeah, if you buy Google Colab Pro, you might get 4 IDs, but I think that's not needed much since you have AWS too. So it's about like, yeah, it's about like being careful of how much GPU you are using. So one more thing, which I think Google has improved the stability over the like connectivity. So in case if you want to see that if you're seeing that you're running with your laptop around your, it might be frustrating that your notebook keeps on disconnecting. So one single piece of advice, if like a long running code is there, just keep your laptop at one place. Do not run over it. So that's one thing. This is like a very small uh, pro tip, which like how you can keep on. So there's like Google Colab itself is intelligent to discover that there's no activity going on in this tab. So if there's no activity, it will discontinue your session. To prevent that from happening, just put this in the, like you can just put it in the console. So just go ahead, paste it here. What we'll do is that whatever, like here, it just clicks on the toolbar button. So it will just keep on making a new section every time, not section, but yeah, new tabs. So cell basically. So that Colab doesn't think that there's nothing going on this day. So yeah, pretty much that's it. I hope you guys will enjoy it. And yeah, welcome to your Deep Learning Fall 2020 course. Bye-bye.